Hi, my name is TJ Geist, Principal Advocate for ALSIP. Currently, I oversee the hearing operations here at ALSIP. Today, I'm going to cover what you can expect during a Social Security disability hearing. Alright, so when your hearing is scheduled, you'll receive notification in the mail at least 75 days prior to your hearing date. That notification will tell you how that hearing is to take place, whether that's video or phone or in person. Additionally, it'll tell you if there are additional witnesses that may be present at the hearing, such as a medical expert or a vocational expert. If you have a hearing scheduled with an administrative law judge, this is the first opportunity where you will have the opportunity to tell the decision maker face-to-face why you're unable to work. Prior to the hearing, your ALSIP representative will ensure that you are thoroughly prepared for the hearing. They're going to ask you all the questions that the judge may potentially ask you so that you know exactly what to expect. Your role at the hearing is to simply tell the judge why you're unable to work. And every judge is different in terms of how they handle their hearings. Sometimes the judge will start off the hearing by asking all of the questions and then turn it over to your representative to ask follow-up questions, or they may turn it over to your ALSIP representative right away, and they will start off by questioning, and then the judge will follow up with additional questions if needed. These questions are related to your disability and how they impact your ability to function on a day-to-day basis and how that disability prevents you from working. This is a very informal process. You should dress like you would normally dress if you were going to the grocery store or to the doctor. You are allowed to bring witnesses to the hearing. However, it is to the judge's discretion as to whether or not they allow those witnesses to testify. If the judge does allow a witness at your hearing, that witness will be secluded while you're giving your testimony as to not persuade their testimony. These proceedings are being recorded, so it's important when you're giving your testimony that you verbalize your answer so we can get them on the record. The attendees at the hearing will be the administrative law judge, that's the decision maker. We have a medical expert, a vocational expert, and a court reporter. The court reporter is there to just record the proceedings. The medical expert, if the judge decides one is needed, is a doctor. And their job is to review the medical records and determine whether or not your condition meets a listing. The judge will have questions for them. You don't have to worry about asking them questions. If additional questions are needed or follow-up questions or cross-examination is needed, your ALSIP representative will ask those questions. So the vocational expert is an expert in jobs, and their role is to answer hypothetical questions posed by the judge or your ALSIP representative. And those hypothetical questions are derived from the medical evidence or your testimony. The hearing process is a non-adversarial process. What that means is the judge is impartial. In other words, they're not representing the government. They're there to hear your testimony, review the evidence, and determine whether or not your condition meets the criteria for disability. It usually takes about 60 to 90 days after the hearing for the judge to issue their decision. Once they've issued your decision, you'll receive that in the mail. If you'd like to get started or take a free assessment to find out whether or not you qualify, visit our website today.